Welcome to Abridged, a podcast on everything Bracebridge, with your host, me, Mayor Rick Maloney.
Welcome to the Abridged, Mayor Rick Maloney, and I have a special guest with me today, Christine Cousins from the Town of Bracebridge Recreation Department. Christine, welcome.
Thank you very much, Rick. I'm glad to be here.
Well, you know, it is coming up to the holiday season, and of course everyone is busy, and of course kids will be out of school for a period of time. But that doesn't mean that the Sportsplex or the Muskoka Lumber Community Center slow down at all.
No.
We have a lot of activities happening. So tell us a little bit about what's happening. We can start off with the Sportsplex. Lots of interesting events and activities. Share a little bit about what's happening over the holiday season.
Oh, yeah. During the holiday break, Kubota North has sponsored the climbing wall and the swimming. All of our public swims will be free. The climbing wall will also be free, and all the schedules and times are on bracebridge.ca/programs, or just Be Active. You can go to Be Active and you can see all the stuff there. Those activities are first come, first serve basis, but we expect to be really busy there. We usually, our Kubota North has, and Cavalcade Ford actually have gone in together to sponsor these events for the last couple of years.
So if folks are looking for some activities over the Sportsplex, of course, the pool, we have the climbing wall. What other activities would be available at the Sportsplex?
There is a holiday list of fitness classes that's happening, and we have the new Kubota North Wellness Center as well that's opened. So people can go in and use that space to have a workout and, you know, stave off some of that turkey and all the chocolates you eat.
Well, you know, I was just thinking the same thing as you said that. I think I better get there pretty lickety-split after that turkey dinner. You mentioned the Kubota Wellness Center, and folks may have heard that the town has put some reinvestment into the Sportsplex now that the Muskoka Lumber Community Center is open, and we have a new auditorium, the Muskoka Leon's Auditorium here at the Muskoka Lumber Community Center. That allowed us to do some interesting and exciting things and opportunities with the old auditorium at the Sportsplex, which is the Kubota Wellness Center. Tell us a bit about that, and what is a wellness center?
The Kubota North Wellness Center is basically, we used to share a gym with the high school. Now we have our own. It's got cardio equipment in it. It's got deadlift weights. It's called a monkey bar set. There's so many different dumbbells and activities that you can do. There's ropes. It's really great. There's some fitness classes that we're putting in there right now just to kind of get people used to the space and they can see everything that's there. We have wellness coaches who are also on hand to, you know, show you this is how you use the equipment. This is what you do with the equipment. This is what you can do. Try this. I was in there just the other day and got a whole bunch of suggestions for my lunch hour. So, you know, that's where I'm going to be. I'm going to need to stave off some of that turkey for sure.
So that is absolutely cool. I know that some of the feedback I've heard over time was that the challenges with the shared facilities, particularly the weight room with the high school and the Sportsplex, was that there were hours that may not have fit for everybody. So now we have this wellness center. What are the hours of the wellness center?
The hours of the wellness center are the same as the Sportsplex. As long as one is open, the other is. And that was a huge factor. Having to share that space just meant no one could go there during the day. Mm-hmm. So it made it a little awkward. And it was very far from our space as far as access, up the stairs, down the stairs. So this way, you're right in the same building. It's easier for us to be there to give assistance to anyone who needs it. It's more accessible for sure. So it's a really great space.
And I'm sure that really interested about the support that is being offered by staff there. And so anyone of any age or ability can use this wellness center and use the equipment. And the important thing is understand how that equipment can help in the goal that you're trying to reach.
Yes, and that's where the wellness coaches come in. Sometimes it's a little intimidating. You walk in and you're not sure how to use anything. And I mean, you can try pressing buttons on some of the cardio machines, but it's so nice to have someone on hand to say, you know, have you thought about this? If you and telling you, if you pull this rope on this pulley, the harder you pull it, the faster you pull it, the harder it is to pull. So if I want to just slow down my workout, I just pull a little slower, and showing me how to sit in these machines, how to properly set them up. So I'm really getting the workout that I need for my muscles and not hurting myself.
Well, the Sportsplex has been a great facility that served this community for, it's almost coming up to 20 years. I think it was 2006 when
Yep.
we opened up. But we have a new facility, the Muskoka Lumber Community Center. So tell us a little bit about what's going to be offered at our new facility over the holiday season for folks.
Oh, yes, we've got more stuff here. We have different sponsors for every day, yourself included. And so we have public skating every day. We also have, the field house has different activities that are open, basketball, all family oriented, preschool times, tennis, there's different things. And there's also a craft on most of the days as well.
Oh, wow.
So I believe one of your skate days has making gingerbread people.
Yeah, so on, I think it's December the 23rd, I have a Maris skate and come and skate and make a gingerbread person.
Why not? I mean, that's what we're doing at Christmas, is making our gingerbread people. And there's pine cone craft. There's a Christmas ornament that they make on Christmas Eve. So the activities like that, we actually need pre-registration for, because we have to make sure we have enough supplies. But everything else is just first come, first serve, with the public skating, with the family programming in the field house. And it's all online at bracebridge.ca/beactive. You can find all the schedules and really kind of make the most of your days, decide what days you're going to do what, and really what interests you and where you want to go.
Folks, families are, once the hype of Christmas and Boxing Day are over, you're looking for things, even leading up to that, is to take some of the energy out of some of the kids leading up to Christmas. But these are great opportunities for families to, as you say, family nights, family events, family focused. It's really kind of focused on bringing the whole family to either the Sportsplex or the Muskoka Lumber Community Center over the holidays.
It is, and the holidays are such a family time, and so it's nice to have all these different activities and so many different kinds of choices, whether you want to be really active or you want to try something new like pickleball as a family. Come out, give it a try, why not? And before Christmas, you're right, getting rid of that energy is really important, so everyone gets a good night's sleep. But then afterwards, and all the hype is over, we still need something to do until January the 3rd.
Absolutely. And I'm excited, so I'm going to have to be here before Christmas, because I'm just waiting. We had special guests today on the bridge. I'm not going to share who that was, but if you're listening to the bridge, we have a special guest that is on the show. And with the excitement around Christmas, it's great to have the facility open and a release for folks, a place to kind of reconnect with your family, have some activities, and have some fun. One of the things you mentioned was the sponsorship, and I wanted to focus on that a bit. We're really blessed that so many organizations, individuals come forward to help support these activities over the holiday season.
We are. It's been really great. Kubota North and Cavalcade Ford have sponsored the activities for the last few years. And then with the new Muskoka Lumber Community Center, we said, there's so much to do. Let's spread the word. So Kubota North and Cavalcade are sponsoring the climbing and the swimming at the Sportsplex. And then the Muskoka Lumber Community Center, we put it out to businesses, different board advertisers, and the public. And we even had a member of the public just say, I would just like to sponsor a day.
Well, that's amazing, and not a surprise that so many businesses and individuals have come forward to support our community. Christine, thanks for coming in. One more time, give us the address, the website address, so that folks can check out the activities. What is it again?
Sure thing. It's bracebridge.ca, and you can either go to the Be Active page, or you can put in that / and then programs, and that will bring you to a whole list of activities that are happening, whether it's a paid activity like a fitness class, or whether it's all the sponsored and free activities. It's all there.
Well, we look forward to seeing lots of activity over the holiday season here. Thank you, Christine, for coming in. Wish you a Merry Christmas. And for folks, the Sportsplex or the Muskoka Lumber Community Center, it's a place to be over the holidays. And we look forward to seeing folks at our new facility.
Thank you very much for having me, Mayor Maloney, and Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you. Welcome to Abridged. I have my guest, Mathew Reisler, who's here, and he is the Marketing and Communications Coordinator for the Colson Family Bracebridge Library. Matthew, folks may recall and recognize you from the former radio station you were at in Bracebridge here, but now you're with the library. And how's that been for you?
Well, they would recognize my voice, maybe not my face. And it's weird because usually it's me interviewing you.
It's role reversal.
It's, tell me about this year's budget. Tell me about this project. Tell me about that. Now you've got me in the hot seat.
So tell me about your new role a little bit before we start talking about what's happening at the library.
Well, as marketing and communications coordinator, I am taking the lead in really promoting all of the great things that we do here, from the recording studio that we're sitting in now to the maker space that is just down the hall from us, with 3D printers and a laser cutter, an embroidery machine, and then we have everything you would expect from a library, just in a space that is nearly triple the size of the old building. So I know at the Carnegie Library, as beautiful as that building was, when there were programs going on, it pretty much took over the entire building, especially when it's a children's program, because they're having fun and they're laughing and they're screaming and they're yelling. And if you're trying to study, that didn't make for sometimes the best environment, and it was beyond our control. But now with this building, we have multiple rooms that are completely soundproof, including this recording studio. Mm-hmm. We have chairs along the entirety of the windows, so you can just sit, look out at the park, or look out at the at Salmon Avenue, the beautiful Salmon Avenue, and study or read or just listen to music.
And you also, bring to it not just your expertise in communication and marketing, but you're a very good TikTok star as well.
Yeah,
or
very good.
Starting to become that.
Air quotes on that one after watching the podcast video. Yeah, I think we just did one where I volunteered. I need to clarify this too, because some people thought, my mom thought I was forced to do this. When this was one of the first ideas I had, I said, I want to dress up as Elsa, and I want to, be a princess, snow queen. So this was all me, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, it looked like, that's one of the things about the staff at our library, is that everyone is engaged. Everyone is here to not just provide the expert professional service that they provide, but absolutely have some fun with it too. And it's a great vibe at the library. Thanks for sharing some of that. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's happening at the library over the holiday season. When parents will have their kids at home for the next few weeks, they'll be certainly looking for things for them to do, and the library is one of those places. Tell us a little bit about what you have planned from a programming perspective over the next holiday season.
So we have a couple of programs for kids. One of them is Welcome Winter Storytime. So normally we have a storytime program, but this we've tailored it a little bit to make it more festive, and that is happening between all the week before Christmas. So Monday to Friday, that's what the 16th to the 20th. The Welcome Winter Storytime, and that's happening Monday to Friday, every day, 10:30 to 11. And then we also have in the afternoons, Cozy Crafternoons.
Oh, wow.
So that is, again, a staple program that we have been doing since, for a long, long time. We've kept it going here, and we'll have kids doing winter crafts. And it's important to note, too, if you are signing someone up, your child up for it, there's two groups. One for two different age groups, but they both run at the same time. But if you go to our website, bracebridgelibrary.ca, it says that right in the title, so it's hard to miss. But make sure you get that age right, because we've had a few times where we've had a grade 4 come for a infant program. It's like, well, I think you're a bit too big to be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is there a pre-registration for this, or is it like, I think you said in some of the programs it's first come, first serve? Or how
Yeah. So all of our programs that we do at the library, or at least most of them are, you do have to register.
Okay.
So you can do that by going to our website, bracebridgelibrary.ca. Make sure you have a library card, which is free to get for anyone that lives in Muskoka. And you are able to sign up for those events, and then you will get an email confirmation saying you're registered, here's the event, here's the details, here's when you need to show up. But for some programs, like we have one coming up this week, Pinterest Presents. That one on Thursday, that's drop-in. So what we will do is in our multi-purpose room, one of the bigger rooms that we have in the library. That is set up with wrapping paper and bows and scotch tape and
wow.
everything you would need.
Everything I don't have.
Yes, exactly. And in my case, I also don't have wrapping expertise, so we will have some staff in there. Nikki and Natasha are a fantastic part of the adult programming team. They'll be there to help you out and bring your presents, and you can wrap them yourself. They'll show you how to make it Pinterest worthy, or they can, maybe help. They can maybe do most of it for you and let you put the bow on the top.
Or maybe just have me
case.
hold my finger here, and then they'll tape it for me, and
Yeah,
there we go.
I think for me, it's definitely going to be hey, could you finish this for me? I'll just plop the bow on top, and there we go.
Well, that's a great little program, I tell you. I think a lot of folks would take advantage of that. One of the things that I've been impressed over the last little while too is just the depth and really kind of interesting programming that have been happening. I was here a couple days ago, and there was wreath making, and they were using real live boughs making wreaths.
Nikki, the programmer that she created that. She, for that program and for one that you were making with pine cones, that was a few weeks ago, she was literally scavenging for these things. I was coming to work one morning and I saw her in the bushes across from the library picking up pine cones. And I looked thinking, what? I didn't know it was her. And I thought, oh, who is that? Oh, it's just Nikki for her pine cone program.
Well, all kinds of great programming. I just love the idea that when parents are looking for something that keep the kids active and engaged, and it's downtime for school, but you can come to the library. There's learning opportunities in the library and learning at your own interest in many respects, right? So really kind of cool opportunities there. What the hours are they? Obviously, will be closed. Christmas Day, Boxing Day, things like that. What are the hours?
So we're closed on the 24th, the 25th, 26th, and 31st of December, and January 1st. Open, and I have this all written down because I'm still working on memorizing that. 9 to 6 on Friday the 27th, then 9 to 4 on Saturday. 12 to 4 on Sunday, and then December 30th, the Monday, we're open 9 to 6.
Well, that's amazing. And then, as you said, check out the Bracebridge Library website for all the schedule, all the activities. And as you pointed out, 99% of these activities are just the cost of your library card, which is no cost. Exactly.
We have all the programs up from now until June 2025 on our website. They're free to register for. And if you do see a program you really like, but it is full, make sure you join the wait list, because it has happened often. And, like on what happened last week, there are sometimes people that are not able to make it for whatever reason. And if you are on the wait list, it goes in order of first come, first serve. We will call you and we will let you know that a spot is opened. So it may be full when you try to register, but get on the wait list because you may be able to get in.
Great advice, Matt. Thanks for joining Abridged today. I like the role reversal. This was kind of the soft interview. The next one will be the spotlight, intense interview that I'll be giving you. But I look forward to having you.
I'll say this now: you're the best mayor I've ever met,
and you're the only mayor.
Of the 2 Bracebridge mayors I've interviewed, you're in the top 2.
Well, thanks for that. I tell you. Anyway, thanks for coming in. Appreciate sharing what's happening in the library, and we look forward to seeing so many folks use the Colson family Bracebridge Library over the holiday season.
We hope you will come in, and we hope you enjoy it.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
My pleasure. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Well, welcome to the Abridged. I have a special guest with me today, and it is the Jolly St. Nick himself, Santa Claus. Welcome.
Good morning, Rick. How are you this morning?
Well, I'm absolutely tickled pink that I have Santa on the Abridged for my second podcast. And, it is great to see you. I know you're so busy. I know that this is the worst time for you to be, dragged in to see the mayor, to have a little interview, but I really do appreciate it.
Rick, you're the mayor of my summer home. Of course I'm going to make time for you.
What's happening at the North Pole?
It is so busy up there. You got to come and visit sometime. When you learn to fly a sleigh at speed of light, come up and visit. We have lots going on. There's the workshop is so busy. The elves are running around. There's candy being made. There's toys being made. There's so many good boys and girls on the nice list this year. It's incredible.
So has the nice list gone from the book to a computer? Are you like, how are you keeping track of that these days?
Well, we like to modernize a bit. I will never get rid of the scroll. I've still got the scroll. I mean, it's got history for many years, hundreds of years of the boys and girls. And I remember when you were a little boy, Rick, and typically you were on the nice list on that scroll. But Mrs. Claus and I have some techie elves that like to get a little more modernized. So yes, we have introduced a computer list.
So I'm hoping that, that little prank I pulled on my sister back in the 70s is probably not holding me back anymore.
It's not holding you back, but it's still recorded.
Oh dear. Well, I'm wondering how I can purge that anyway. Well, that's a discussion for another day. Listen, how are you preparing for everything? I know that, you've got the elves working, probably triple shifts right now. And how's things going up there? In terms
They
of
are. I mean, we're used to snow in the North Pole, and I flew down here for this show with you, and I couldn't believe the snow you have here in my summer home. Doesn't look too much summer here. In fact, you've almost got more snow here than I have in the North Pole. But anyways, we've taken care of that. I like to relax a bit in the evening, make sure, because it's a long flight, and Rudolph likes to relax as well. But Rudolph loves flying around the world. He really, really does. So he's getting a little antsy. And as we get closer and closer to Christmas Eve, daily his nose gets brighter and brighter.
Wow. And that's just because of Christmas spirit, not
Absolutely.
Not Christmas cheer, I take.
That's right. No, it's the Christmas spirit. There's two things that's magical when it comes to Christmas. It's the magic of Christmas in Rudolph, and the magic of Christmas in my suit that I wear, a special suit that I wear December 24th. And that's what gets us around the world in one evening.
So a little bit of your own preparation. I'm sure Mrs. Claus has got you on the routine in terms of your diet and getting prepared for the big night. How are you carving up? What are you doing?
Well, Rick, I try not to eat too much because boys and girls leave me so much Christmas Eve, and I try not to disappoint, right?
Yeah.
Some places have milk and cookies, and they leave me all kinds of different things, and some places leave carrots for the reindeer, and they really like that. But I've been telling the boys and girls that one of my favorite foods is hot dogs.
Oh, wow.
Do you like hot dogs, Rick?
I love hot dogs.
And what do you put on yours?
I'm just a mustard guy.
A mustard guy. Well, I like hot dogs, and I put peanut butter and ketchup
Oh
on my
my
hot dogs,
goodness.
and it's delicious. And I tell the boys and girls that if they really want to know whether I've been at their home or not, to put a hot dog out with peanut butter and ketchup. And I tell moms and dads to pay attention to this, because in the morning when the boys and girls get up and they see there's a bite out of that hot dog, they know I've been there.
And I'm sure that some of the parents would like a little bit of Pepto-Bismol in their stocking.
Well, yes, and there's sometimes on Christmas Eve I'll get a text from some people that have my special hotline number showing me pictures of biting a hot dog.
Listen, I know that I have no idea how many elves you have working at the North Pole. I'm sure it's hundreds, thousands. I'm not sure. Tell me a little bit about what they're doing. They're working those triple shifts. They're busy as all get out. What happens after Christmas? Is there some downtime for them? Do they get some vacation time? What goes on there?
Well, we have the last count, I believe there was 5,555 elves, and it's very well organized. In fact, very much like I want to say the Rotary Club here in Bracebridge and Muskoka Lakes, when they do my parade, how well organized they are. The same idea, but on a larger scale up in the North Pole. We have elves that work in the candy factory. We have elves that work in the toy factory. And we have some elves that work in the clothing factory as well. And when I say toys, I mean electronics and everything. And then we have some lead hand elves that answer to me, and then they go down and hand things out. And I go check things and make sure it's all good. We've been doing this for so many years though, Rick. It's just like, it's second to none. They know exactly what they're doing. We've got the list of the toys boys and girls want. We try to fill them the best we can. And then once the sleigh is loaded, it takes a couple of days to do that. So a couple of days before Christmas Eve, the elves start loading the big red sack, the magical sack. And they get everything in there. There's some last minute orders sometimes. And then we end up getting it into the sleigh. And then the Christmas Eve, we start in Australia and we take off. Well, we start in the North Pole and go down to Australia and we go across. And while I'm doing that, there are some elves still back monitoring the two-way radio that we have in the sleigh, just to make sure everything's good and that I don't run into any trouble. And the rest of them are usually sleeping at that point because they're so tired.
Well, I'm sure you treat them very well. I'm sure there's uniform allowances, things like that they get. And, there's been, they're not a unionized shop, so you treat them very, very well. And it's amazing. And so I'm sure that if you get that special job as an elf at Santa's North Pole, you're holding on to that thing for life.
What other job can you go and build and play with toys as much as you want and eat candy?
Absolutely, absolutely. Listen, I know that you're a busy fellow at this time of year. I wanted to wish you all the best, and you and Mrs. Claus and all the elves up in the North Pole. Really do appreciate you coming down and taking the time to visit Abridged, our little podcast that we're doing today. And, one thing that I want to make sure that is on the nice list, people that are on the nice list, have got to be all those folks that have helped us out over the last 2 weeks, the public works staff, the OPP, our fire department, utility workers. They've done a great job over the last couple of weeks.
There's never a question. I've been watching. As you know, we have lots of snow in the North Pole and we're used to it. You've got snow down here that you typically don't get in November this time of the year, and as much as you got in a short amount of time. And I've been watching, and believe me, my nice list just got much bigger, and all those folks that you just mentioned got right to the top of all of it. They're putting so many hours in. I know, especially the public works folks, in all of Muskoka, especially southern Muskoka here. With all the snow, it's been fantastic, and they are definitely 100% on my nice list.
Well, that's great to hear. I knew that was going to be the case, Santa, never a question. The last thing is I want to I hope that I'm somewhere on the list, and I'm just kind of hedging my bet a bit here, but can you give me a bit of a hint? Am I there? Do I need to do anything more?
Rick, you, when you were younger, as you said, you were up and down on that list, but right now you're on the nice list. You've always been, especially becoming mayor, and before that on council and everything else, you've always been on the nice list. Never wavering, but especially this time of the year, this year, because I've also seen you on video saying what's happening and talking to the people of your community, of telling what's going on in this snowstorm and trying to keep things in order. And that really, really puts you in the same spot of all those other people you just mentioned.
Well, that's great. And I hope that my wife is going to watch the podcast so she knows that I'm on the nice list. That's good. Thanks, Santa. I really do appreciate you taking the time coming down from the North Pole. Wish you all the best. Wish Mrs. Claus all the best. And we're looking forward to seeing you on flight in a few more days as we get ready for Christmas.
Well, Rick, I hope you're fast asleep and you don't see me on flight.
I always look in the sky. I'm always looking for you.
You never know. You might see that streak of light going across.
Thanks a lot, Santa, for joining us.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
That's a wrap on this episode of Abridged. Thanks to my guests for taking the time to join me today. This podcast was produced in the Dr. Ted Joe recording studio at the Colson Family Bracebridge Library. Thanks for listening, and be sure to join me on our next episode where we talk everything Bracebridge.